and middle school math. He also took aim at the growing trend of violence in classrooms.
We got to fix this together because our kids are counting on the adults, and that was kind of my thinking. We have the team, we have the plan, we have the community. We all have to row together.
Jara also says he will not allow for teachers and students to feel unsafe when they're on campus. He says tackling that issue is going to take time and effort. But to be clear, parents really want to see the school district do something about school violence. And Superintendent Jarrah says he hears the concerns. Reporter Chen live at CCSD headquarters this evening with his response. Jeremy.
Yeah, Dave, certainly school violence has been in the headlines for CCSD throughout this week, most recently at Desert Oasis High School. Superintendent Jarrah says he wants to take a balanced approach in addressing this issue.
I'm hoping that this stuff stops before somebody gets seriously injured.
LaPlace Brown is fed up with the school violence he's seen at Desert Oasis High School, fights forcing a hard lockdown Thursday. He wants his son to feel safe at school.
It's mind-blowing. I feel like we need to get maybe more security in the classes, more of the parents helping out inside the schools.
That was on the mind of Clark County Superintendent Jara during his State of the Schools speech Friday.
We cannot allow violence and violent acts in our schools. We will hold children accountable to keep our staff safe.
Dr. Jara says the pandemic has created new stresses for students and is working with the board to identify disparities in discipline policies. He says punitive actions aren't a complete solution and says there needs to be steps for restorative justice.
I've said, I don't tolerate the violence, but we can't just throw kids out in the street. So what systems and what support systems do we put in place?
Brown says he'd like to see more concrete action take place in the short term.
It's hard to make something happen out of nothing, but something needs to happen a little more faster, before somebody gets hurt.
Now, Superintendent Jarrah says he and his leadership team will be trying to develop a plan in terms of addressing school violence across the district. Live outside of CCSD headquarters, I'm Chen.